filming it up here in Wilmington, North Carolina, right at the Intracoastal, and we're in one of these bands. This is about as nasty as a band. We had some bands like this last night, and the eyeballs when we were not on TV. It was dark and raucous night at the hotel, and this wind gusting again over 60 miles an hour, blowing by pieces of limbs. This is what we're seeing, a lot of shingles coming off. See what happens when you throw it off. It just takes off like a projectile. And unfortunately, a tree has fallen on the home here in Wilmington, killing a mom and her infant. The father was transported to the hospital with injuries. So here in Wilmington, New County, this has become a deadly hurricane now with 2 fatalities, a mom and her infant. Boy, I tell you, look at the wind just whipping the palm trees.
This is a city of 6,200 people. About 600 people or so have decided to stay. This may be the greatest test they face in the last 24 hours. Wolf?
And I want you to be very, very careful out there, Miguel, and go inside to safety because this is, it looks awful from our perspective as viewers right now. Have you ever seen or felt anything like this before in all your years you've been covering these hurricanes? I guess we've lost communications, and I'm glad he's going inside. Miguel, if you can hear me,
anything like this.
be
Not
safe
in this
over there.
storm.
That's first and foremost our priority.
These are the most intense winds we've seen. We can't even really get out in them right now. The rain, the water, we have seen tons of that, and certainly a storm surge today, but winds like this we have not seen. Back to you.
All right, be safe over there. Get some safety. We're obviously, we want you first and foremost to be safe. It looks awful out there. Miguel Marquez reporting for us.
All right, guys, welcome back in. Now that we're done with the fake news, let's get into the real news. Anyway, reporting from FEMA Region 7 tonight. Hopefully they don't shut us down like they did last night. That was kind of a BS move on the New World Order part. Anyway, guys, welcome in. Hopefully the audio is okay tonight. And we're going to jump right into this. Now, this so-called tropical storm Barry, this so-called Hurricane Barry, they had to get the hurricane name in there because it's a ritual. And I'm going to show you. And I've been looking at the wind speeds. The highest wind gust that I could find on the storm was out here in the ocean, and it should be popping up here in a second. I've been looking at a bunch of numbers today. 79. Now, to be a hurricane, it's got to reach, I think, 75 for at least 1 minute. But the storm, man, the dust hit it and slowed these winds down. I come up here, the only where you're going to find, high winds, 83 mile an hour winds, is about 850 HPA up. That's like 4,000 foot up. We can go on down 1,000 foot. We can go down to the surface winds. We're looking at 27 miles an hour. So, yeah, take a look at this. This is the track of the storms this year. In no way is this a tropical storm. It didn't come from the tropics. It didn't come from a subtropic depression. It come from the land. It's not a hurricane. It's not even a tropical storm. And we can go back here to the numbers, and we can see every 6 years we have a storm called Barry. Starting all the way back in 1983 all the way up till today. Every 6 years we have Tropical Storm Barry. So they had to get the hurricane in there so they could have the 36-year anniversary of Hurricane Barry of 1983 when they started the 6-year ritual. They always go by the same numbers and all that. So, yeah, man. They're all liars. You want to see some real stuff? Let me shut these down just so we can get out of that. You can come over here to Climate Viewer Maps, and you can click on the 50 years of the UN tracking weather modification projects between 1952 and 1999. I know these weird Illuminati looking symbols, but them represent not the Illuminati, but the court of law. And you could go in and click on these and see all the different operations. Let me get back on there. So like you can scroll around here, you can click this here. You can find every weather modification report that was reported. Right here, 1960, a landowner within a legal weather control district, but who lived outside the district, challenged the constitutionality of the state statute allowing for the district to control the weather on his land without his ability to be heard. And that, of course, went to case and ruled in his favor. I mean, there's case after cases here. We can go on here and just check all these different cases that went on. You know, people don't even believe they're controlling the weather, but we have all this proof that it does. Right here, the guy lost on this one. Southwest Weather Research Incorporated versus Duncan. Southwest Weather Research versus Jones. Local farmers filed an injunction against cloud seeding firm who claimed they allegedly decreased the rainfall on their land. Now, the Texas Court of Civil Appeals held in favor of the plaintiffs with a temporary injunction, the only case in which the court ruled against the cloud seeding firm. So I guess they did win that one. How about this one over here in Oklahoma? Samples versus Irving P. Case involved whether a cloud seeding company was responsible for a flood in Oklahoma City on November 18th and 1953. The jury ruled in favor of the cloud seeding company, and the judge did not write a written opinion. This is the real news. This is the kind of stuff that they don't tell you about on the mainstream. You have to go dig it up. You have to go find activists. I mean, all these things are different kind of weather modification programs. You got a fog dispersal, so they can get rid of the fog. They can drop CO2 pellets, 6 pounds a mile. Total consumption 4,200 pounds. Here we go. Precipitation enhancement, central Utah, 1989. Utah Resources Company, Development Corp. See, they hide behind all these weird names. It even tells you what they dropped. So, yeah, this link will be in the description. In fact, I'm going to put them in there right now. So anybody that wants to come see the real news and research real things going on and not the fake mainstream. I mean, we're going to take it to the fake mainstream because that's what they are. Everybody should turn off the CNN, the MSNBC, the weather puppets, because they're all liars. They're all liars. They don't tell you the truth. They're just actors. They're paid actors. And we're going to get into all this stuff. We got power outages in Louisiana, 117,000, New York 51,000, Ohio 7,000, Colorado 6,000, Tennessee 5,000. Wonder why they don't have Hawaii on here. Hawaii should have some power outages from the fires. All right, so we'll jump out of that. Let's go ahead and jump into a few headlines before we get into the storm a little bit farther here. How can I pause that? All right, hold on. All right, so we got a few headlines to get into. Hope everybody out there is doing okay for this Saturday night. The EPA restores board to use pesticide opposed by beekeepers. The Environmental Protection Agency will allow farmers to resume broad use of a pesticide over objections from beekeepers, citing that private chemical industry studies that the agency says show the product does only lower level harm to bees and wildlife. See, they don't care about the bees, man. Bees are dropping out of the sky. They're blaming our earthquakes when we know it's more of the electromagnetics are getting them, just like the birds are dying. We got more dead birds. You may not knew about this. Chevron spills 800,000 gallons of oil mixed with water in California. California authorities said Friday that crews are beginning to clean up a massive oil spill that dumped nearly 800,000 gallons of oil and water into Kern County Canyon. It's less devastating than the last two major spills. Well, hey, it's still devastating. The seep, which has been flowing off and on since May, has again stopped. The last flow was Tuesday. Let's see here. About 70% of the fluid is water. It doesn't matter, man. It's poison water, and they act like it's not going to get into the water aquifers. Hey, it's in the water aquifers. It's ruining our resources, and they don't care. So we got a major fires going on over in Maui. Thousands told to leave their homes on Hawaii's Maui Island as wildfire burns across 30,000 acres. Flames and smoke billowing into the sky. Man, I can't hardly talk tonight. Throat's still a little messed up, but yeah, it's burning up really bad. Up here, you know, we know they burn the sugar crops and all that crap, but this is much, much worse. In fact, there's a lot of news. We got forced evacuations here. I don't know where that article go. Oh, Hawaii wildfire forces thousands to evacuate Maui towns. They're calling it a brush fire. 12,000 hectares burns out of control through island's Central Valley. There's actually 2 towns in the path of this thing. So it's looking pretty rough out there for these guys. So pray for them out there. Pray for everybody in the storms right now, because they're all man-made. Governor declares Maui a disaster area for massive wildfire. Look at that. What's that remind you of? It looks just like paradise. We'll have to jump in there and look at the some of the radar images on this. All right, so here's another article down in Australia, man. Now it's some different kind of birds. Lower Lakes Gala deaths blamed on ingestion of insecticide, but source remains unclear. This is the electromagnetic weapons going on. All these countries are using electromagnetic warfare. They're using it to help control their weather, to help guide their storms, to stop dust storms, to start them. Yeah, it's all going on. And there's actually even more to it here. If I can get to the next article. Oh yeah, I was going to get into this. So now they're saying that the earthquakes that's going on over in California, they've created a fault map, and now they're going to, the west side areas could bring development restrictions. This is more of just another land grab. So nobody can do nothing but these people. So yeah, you won't be building any houses in these zones. Wow, look at the picture. Check that out. The Mormon temple in 2013. Look at the chemtrails back here in 2013, man. Them are some big old thick liners. See, it's always signs. They give you the signs, and it's what you do with them. Some more things down here in Australia, just like India, man. India, there's parts of India that are completely out of water. They have no water to drink, no water for anything. Well, down here in Australia, county towns close to reaching day zero as water supplies dry up in the drought. Across New South Wales and Queensland, Southern Downs County are approaching their own day zero as water supplies dry up in the drought. 10 towns, including major centers, are considered to be at high risk of running out within 6 months if it doesn't rain and if the water infrastructure it improved. Well, they have weather programs In fact, they got one of the main guys down here. They got Miles Research Company that could change that for them just in a couple, 10, 20 days. Here we go with some more Australian news. Remember that coming out of Hawaii, I told you they've been messing with the jet stream winds. We had all them people get hurt on the flights coming out of Hawaii. Well, check this out. More people hurt by winds. Sydney airport flights grounded due to damaging winds. See, they got everything all out of whack, man. This stuff is just getting insane. So, and in other parts of Australia, you have severe weather warnings, dangerous winds, blizzards hit Sydney and southeastern. So you got like every climate going on down in Australia. It's summer, winter, fire season. While that's going on, you got the New Zealand begins first gun buyback after the Christchurch massacre. Check them out. They got the taped on magazines on here. I'm sure there's a bunch of Freemason numbers in this. Anyway, we won't get too much into that. Don't let them take the guns, no matter what you do. Even if you don't like guns, if you believe, don't believe in that, we need the guns. So don't let them take them away. Once they take them, it's all over. Deaths, displacement as heavy rain and floods hit northeast India. Parts of India need some rain because they have zero water. Just more weather warfare is all this is. Flood, landslides after monsoon. Rain kills dozens in Nepal. This is all a worldwide event going on. Now this is pretty crazy, man. This is coming out of the Oregonian. I don't know if this is like a regular mainstream paper. I don't know what this is, but this is pretty crazy. Clone tick swarms new to U.S. They're killing cattle by draining their blood, chasing after humans. Are you worried about the Cascadia subduction zone? Worry about nuclear war? No. Worry about climate change? Lies. These potential calamities are nothing. If you want to really have nightmares, read on the Asian longhorned tick, sometimes called the clone ticks, because they can reproduce without mating, have killed 5 cows in the Tar Heel state this year by draining them of blood. Each cow was infested by hundreds of ticks. The official cause of death was acute anemia, which is typically associated with severe hemorrhaging. Man, that's crazy. So if this is a true story, then you can bet they're going to start spraying some super toxic spray over you guys. Don't let them do it. Then we had a shelter in place lifted for the second time in a chemical fire in Beaver County. So authorities issued 2 shelter-in-place orders advising residents to stay in their homes following the fire that broke out Friday at the former Beaver Products facility in Rochester. If there's a fire, I'm not going to shelter in place. What kind of stupid information is that? Wow, that's just dumb. All right, let's go ahead and check into some weather stuff here. I want to go ahead and take a quick look at the morphed microwave imagery of this storm and just kind of see if we got any kind of funny business. And it doesn't look like a hurricane whatsoever. This is something else. It actually has 2 little pressure points there. Look at everything being sucked. This is all being manufactured. You can tell this is not spinning at all. I mean, it does have a pressure system, but that's just like a laser guided pin light. Like they're just slowly moving it where they want it. That's where the circulation is coming from. But when you look at this, it's in no way acting like a hurricane or a tropical storm or any of that stuff. Let's go ahead and check it out on the IR. We need to document this stuff because this shows us what's truly going on. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt chat freeze. I mean, last night they completely turned my internet off. I mean, just turned it off flat out, right midstream, right through the show. And then my computer, I shut it all down. I mean, I couldn't even get my phone to work. It was crazy. Took me about 30 minutes, and then the computer updated, even though I have all that crap off. Yeah, see, this does not, look at that. The moisture just gets sucked up to the coast. This is not a hurricane. This is not a tropical storm. We watched all the bunker fuel being deployed and all the cloud seeding operations. Now they're just using the electromagnetics to steer this thing. Let's try the visible. It might take this thing a second to load. But this is all stuff we need to document. Because this could be used in a court of law. All this information that we document could be used as evidence. You know, they keep having to make up all this crap for these storms. Different kind of cloud names, you know, bombogenesis. They stole my polar vortex name. Hey, much love out there. So yeah, that doesn't look like any kind of tropical storm I've ever documented. All right, so we're looking at this. Yep, still doesn't look like any kind of a hurricane system. Let's try the water vapor. You know, it's pretty funny. We go back to the video where we reported, you know, a week ago. It's exactly on the target. They hit the target, man. They were dead on. I told you they would be. I told you the mainstream would say, hey, could hit Texas, could hit over here, blah, blah, blah. No, it stayed right on target the whole damn time. They have this stuff completely figured out. Yeah, see, this is no hurricane. Not at all. So, yeah, complete BS. It's a man-made storm. In fact, look, we can go back here. Let's go back to our Sunday forecast. Let's go back here to Sunday, July 7th. And look where it's at. It's right on target. These things don't change, man. They don't change hardly at all. What changed is the bunker fuel operations out here wiped out 2 cyclones. Because if these would have formed, it would have pushed this high pressure over, which would have pushed this storm right over Florida. They didn't want it over there. They wanted it to hit right where it's hitting. That's the target. Let me get this back up to now, because I wanted to show you something. Let's go ahead and check the moisture. You know, after this thing goes through, it's going to keep on raining. We're going to go up here 6 hours at a time. And you're going to see this is the pattern change that I was talking about a couple weeks ago, where instead of flooding the Midwest, they were going to start flooding the South and the Northeast. And here we go. Watch, we're going to take this up 6 hours at a time. You can see there's a central target point. This whole circle is just lighting up. But just look at this every single day. Watch the moisture amounts continue to, I mean, it's going to be flooding everywhere, every day. So we're still looking at feet of rain, and we're getting into very hefty rain through Florida, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, up through the Ohio Valley, and way up north. North's been the target because that's where the jet stream's been steered to. We'll get into the new 16-day forecast tomorrow. Oh yeah, this is pretty funny. Thanks out there, Coon Yank. Let's play her little video. That clip I played at the beginning. This is what made me play that clip. Let me play this. This is hilarious.
It's getting real bad now. I had to change my gear. Water's getting deep, deep. I don't know. The corn's down. Pretty bad. It's bad. It's bad. I don't know if we're gonna make it.
All right, that's some funny stuff right there. Hey, thanks for sending that, Coon Yank. She's right in the path of the storm, covered it. And oh, that's funny. I can't play that one right now. I'll play that one at the end because it's pretty freaking funny. All right, I think we're done with this thing. While we're here, let's go ahead and check the dust levels. We got some more toxic Saharan dust coming in. First, let me check the ocean ice. All right, so we're looking good there. Might as well just go over this map while we're here. Then we'll jump into the other stuff. Yeah, I've talked about the weather incorporation plates all the time. All right, so here's our sea surface temperatures. Let's go ahead and check the anomalies. And we see that most of the heat anomalies are centered right over Alaska, the Bering Island Strait, and over the Pacific. Now, there's a reason for that. Now, I've gone over it in several shows. They're putting a railway, an underground railway, connecting from Alaska to Russia, and it's called the Sea Bering, blah, blah, blah. I'd have to bring the links back up to it. But this thing's going to go 5 miles into Alaska, 5 miles into Russia, and they're heating this up, clearing it all out, getting rid of it. There's going to be no way of ice. They're trying to get everything softened up so they can core through there. Let's go ahead and check the carbon monoxide. Look at California still leaking carbon monoxide out of the ground. We got plenty of fires going on up in Alaska. The East Coast is horrid. I mean, here's a volcano right here, and it looks way worse up here in the Northeast. You can thank all the aerosols being deployed, fracking. And wow, look over and we got high, bad air quality over here in Southern California and parts of the Bajas. That's probably the highest on the planet. That's worse than the fires. I mean, there is some up here in the Russia fires, but wow, California is being choked out by some toxic air right now. Stay inside because that stuff is bad. Go ahead and check the sulfur. These are all at the surface levels too, man. This is all surface levels. Here comes our big wave of Sahara dust. This stuff will, I'll tell you right now, there will be no hurricanes forming out here with these kind of dust patterns coming in. Let's take this up a day. And this is carcinogenic. This is not good for you. They'll act like it's just dust. It's just dust and sand. Well, it's much more than dust and sand. It's PM 2.5s, PM 1s, PM 10s. And if you look that up, it's all carcinogens. It embeds into the lungs. The PM 1s are the worst. These are so small of particles. They go right into the bloodstream, right into the brain. And we got a big spot right there in southern Texas again. But yeah, all this stuff here is horrible stuff. All right, we're done with that. Yeah, California's getting hit with the aerosols. Let me take off this some of this data here. Oh, I wanted to look while we're here. Let's look at the supercell composite. And what you're going to see here is the storms up in Canada, North Dakota are way worse than the storms going on down here. I mean, look at the supercell composite models here. You can see that these storms are more thunderstormy than the tropical storm, the fake hurricane. Look at these storms up here are way more powerful, way more energy. So, yeah, more lies. Let's check the watches and warnings. Sure, there's going to be super floods everywhere because that's what they want. They want to break the levee. Hell, the levees are probably already broke. I haven't been on any kind of news today, so I don't know what's going on in the regular news. Like, I don't know if wow, where there they are. I don't know why they weren't popping up. So yeah, we got a few tornado warnings in Alabama, or is that Mississippi there? Here, let's go. Let me bring up another easier model to find the. Let me move this over there. We don't need that right now. Jump over here to the next rad, see what's going on. And right here, we'll be able to check tornado, Jackson, Mississippi. We'll see what this thing says. The National Weather Service in Jackson has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Covington County, in southeastern Mississippi, northwestern Lamar County, in southeastern Mississippi, Jefferson's Davis County, and south central Mississippi. Radar indicated rotation. So this is going to be around Melba around 10:25 and Collins around 10:45. So be prepared if you're in that area. Let's go ahead and, so we've had plenty coming out. Let's check this one in New Orleans. Severe thunderstorm warning. Wow, did I click the, I think I clicked the wrong one. Unless they took that one away. Okay, so there was a tornado warning for Central Pearl River County, Southern Mississippi, 9:45. It's, oh yeah, we're past that one. Okay, so these are all already done. Let's go down here and check the radar down here. Oh wow. All right, let's get this thing flowing here, see what it looks like. Still checking the watches and warnings. Yeah, so there was all the tornadoes right there. Circulation is, it really don't have a, it has a circulation, but it's way up. It's up in the scalar level, the scalar field level. We definitely got a bunch of cloud seeding going into this storm. This storm is not natural in any kind of way. It looks like we're starting to get thunderstorms popping off in South Carolina. Storms up in South Dakota. Little storm there in Indiana. Popping off a warning there. Hey, thanks out there, Bamboo. Much love out there to you. Thanks everybody out there that helps us out, man. It definitely helps, keeps us going. Looks like the stream's kind of slowing down a little bit. Just hang in there, guys. It should come back. Just got to wait on. Sometimes, man, these things really bog out. Alright, so let's take a look at this, see if we notice anything fishy on this. Now I'm looking at this for the first time, just like you guys may be. And really, I'd like to get this up here so I can see the full picture, and then I'll know what to zoom in on. Go ahead and take that stuff. Wait, I want to take that stuff off, because I just want to see what kind of funny business is going on with the next rads here. Alright, so we're watching these bands come slowly up in there. And you can tell by this, there's no rotation. There's no hurricane force rotation. These are all emanating from a power plant, like not a power plant like out on the land. This is like a heated part of the ionosphere. Now let me go ahead and check the base velocity, see if we can pick up which way the incoming and outgoing flows are going. We still have our military radar pinging out over here. Still got a lot of them pulsing. Look, we have military chaff going on down here in Southern California, remember, or Southern Texas here. Remember where the toxic air was? The real high PM 2.5? We have military chaff down here. It shows up exactly the same every time. We just had some up in Maine a couple days ago. Had some military chaff. So they're seeding from the west side of the storm with military chaff. Then you got the normal chemtrails coming in on the east side. Military radars doing their thing. What was up here? It looks like we got more chaff over Iowa. So they're really laying down a bunch of chaff tonight. You don't usually get that many on the map. I mean, they're usually far. Wow, that's so crazy right there, man. That's such a fake storm. I mean, it's a real storm, but man, that's a man-made storm for sure. Yeah, it's really buffering pretty bad right now. And I don't have like a bunch of tabs up, so only got 2 tabs up. Oh, we're definitely getting microwave pulses off this radar. You see in the black, this radar is completely pulsing out microwaves. Let's get this thing to load up all the way. It'll show up at the correlation much better. So it's not even showing any kind of spin. It's just showing the inflow, outflow, but you got the pulse ring. Here, let's try to bring that pulse ring out. These are the microwave frequencies, the RF frequencies. It's all ran by frequencies, everything. Hey, thanks out there. Big shout out to High Impact Fix and all the other channels that help share our channel out too. And much love to everybody. It's all on you guys. I mean, you guys sharing, because the Google algorithms are not going to let us get up, to 1 million subscribers. There's no way. They won't let us. We should be able to have millions of subscribers, but Google will never let that happen. No way. They can't have that kind of truth getting out, even though it needs to. So all this purple right here, this is the microwaves. That's how we pick it up. Coming off the radars is this purple pulse. So definitely pulsing this thing out. They're definitely keeping it, at bay. They want this storm to run slow, so they're keeping it right around the 60 nautical miles, 60 to 80 nautical miles. Now we've seen them blast it way out, completely out of the radar so high. So this one here, they got it like at a steady roar. Military chaff, man. It's like the heavy, super thick, like flares. Yep, purple pulse, purple rain. He talks about the aerosols in that song. I don't remember the words or nothing like that. Yeah, you can even see the pulse comes up. Let's check out the storm total precipitation. Let's see what kind of amounts it's showing. Whoa, look at that crazy mess. Yeah, it's really buffering, man. It shouldn't be buffering right now. This is really BS. You know what they're doing? They're throttling down all the internet. They're throttling down the phone services to make you want to go to the 5G. This is all another psyop, man. So look at these rain amounts going in straight lines. You know why they're going in straight lines? Because that's where the chemtrails were sprayed. This isn't a normal rain, you know, blob of rain coming in. Look, it's coming in perfect straight lines. This just shows you right here, everywhere they sprayed a chemtrail, that's where all the extra heavy metals are. That's where all the particulates are. You know, if it's a blob, it'd be the dust from the Sahara dust storm. Like down here, this is probably the blob from the dust. But all these straight line, heavy rain amounts, these are not going with the wind. These are going with the sprays. This shows it right here. So they can't, it's where they can't even hide it. Look at that, just a beam straight up through the center of the radar of rain. Straight beam running straight up through. These are not normal rain signatures. Just more evidence that we could put in a court of law. Not to mention, what is these military radars doing over here? Look at this radar going nuts. So up here in Pennsylvania, you have the radar just shutting off and on. So they definitely want the moisture to come right up. That's why these X-rads are all turned pretty down. Look, it started moving too fast. They're going to slow the storm down. So they crank them up, kind of hold it back. Seen a wave of energy shot off of that radar. Right there in Indiana. Kind of Indiana-Illinois border there. Looked like more chaff over Iowa. Alright, we got all kinds of funky business going on here. Let's go ahead and check some of the aerosols being deployed. And while that map is loading up, let's go over here to the worldview map. Take a look. We can see they're spraying. Remember them lines we just seen on the radar? See if I can get this cleared up enough you guys can see the aerosols being deployed. Gotta get it on the right layer here and catch it at the right time. Yeah, it's not loading real good, but we can definitely see the aerosols being deployed in the front side of the storm and in the back side. Gotta let that clear up just a little bit. Probably zooming in, it's not really scrolling. So yesterday we had the big bunker fuel operation here. Let me click back on yesterday. Because they've moved. There's still some over here. Let me click this layer so they'll stand out a little better. This is the bunker fuel deployed to help seed all of the storms. It seeds the jet stream. We gotta wait on this to load. Of course we had it loaded and then it disappeared, but okay, here we go. So yesterday, all these straight looking lines that go from a point, these are bunker fuel. These are weather modification ships out here deploying what we call bunker fuel. It's basically the leftovers of refining fuel. It's the most toxic emissions on the planet, and they're coming out of these ships. I mean, this is some nasty, nasty particulates going up in the sky. So this was yesterday. So we had that operation. Then we had a massive operation right over here underneath the Aleutian Island chain. And if we get this to load. Yeah, there it goes. Okay. Sometimes I got to zoom in and out to get this thing to speed up loading a little bit. Not that it always works, but so look at these guys out here. I mean, you got, 50, 75 weather modification ships out here underneath the Aleutian Island chain, a couple stragglers right there in the Pacific. Let's go up to today. So here's today. You can just barely see them in here. They're really hard to see, but they're here. Let's see if I can turn that off a second. Yeah, you can't see it until you put this layer. But here's a tic-tac-toe board. It actually goes all the way down. You got 4 or 5 ships there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So look what's going on. Looks like they're racing back up. They're racing back up. So half of them ships have left, and they're all heading back up towards the center of the Pacific. They got to get back to the next high pressure system. I mean, you can see they're covering thousands of miles. I mean, these must be some fast ass ships. You got a few of them starting to turn in right there. These guys are joining. Look how thick this bunker fuel is that's being deployed out of these two right here. Can't see them unless you use that layer. They're hidden in plain sight. The other thing I noticed is this whole area from yesterday. Go back to the day before when there wasn't no ships out there. In this little area, see, it had some oranges in it. I mean, you can really see the ship tracks in here. And what happened is it took away all that orange. Now it's all yellow. Now it's all thick, heavy, nasty stuff. So that's where we're at. We have aerosols being deployed here off the coast of Oregon again, off the coast of Washington. These are coming out of the planes. So you got aerosols being deployed from the planes. You have aerosols being deployed from the ships. And then you have the ground-based radar as the next rad. Look at this demon in the cloud over here. You've got the ionospheric heaters. You got the cloud ionizers. You got the hydroxyl collider. You got everything out here. So yeah, they're definitely spraying the crap out of the storm. Seeding it up. Let's go ahead and take a look at the aerosols being deployed over North America. Oh yeah, they're already poisoning our waters with the fracking, the Clean Water Act. You know, the Clean Water Act wasn't to help give us clean water, it's so they could dump fracking water next to schools. We got aerosols being deployed down in Mexico up to Arizona, all over the storm. I mean, we can just see the aerosols being deployed over Missouri right now. So I'm getting nighttime chemtrails right now. Seeding over Iowa. Look at that spraying operation over Indiana, Ohio, Illinois. We'll zoom in on that so you can see what I'm talking about. None of our weather is real anymore. It's all completely manipulated. It's all about controlling the water. It's the technocrats. It's the new world order. So right here, look at that. This is going to be a pretty blatant spraying operation. Look at that. Let's zoom in. We need to zoom in a little bit closer. I want this to stand out good so people can see what we're talking about. They're making fake clouds. You know, people can call these contrails. Okay, so call them a contrail. We have a contrail outbreak creating weather systems. That's an issue in itself. Look at that. Just back and forth, crisscross patterns. They created a cloud. Look, they're spraying down here in Kentucky. And it's all combining together. Look, now the storms are starting to form where all the leftover heavy metals are up there. So yeah, this is all fake clouds. Let's go look over on the west coast where I've seen them out here. See if we can see them pretty good up here. Anybody else out there? Let me know where they were spraying today. Let me know where they're spraying and we'll go look and we'll back you up. So look, yeah, they're targeting right there. Yeah, I need to go out off the coast a little more. A few straggler sprayers, tankers going on. Whoa, oh, that's kind of weird. It almost looks like a flume come out from the ocean right there. Hold on, let me look at that. Now this real thin gray looking stuff, that's the bunker fuel. But there's a spot right there. That kind of looks like we may have some kind of volcanic flume coming up. That's hard to say on that one, man. I'm gonna have to move over a little farther. Let me expand this out for a second. We need to take a little bit better look at that. Yeah, if the clouds are different colors, you know, either it's the Sahara dust in there, or it's the chemtrails, it's the heavy metals, it's the aluminum oxides, the bariums, the lithiums. Look at this, all this real thin stuff. That's all the bunker fuel. So you got big, thick chemtrails that are up higher in the atmosphere. All these are the thick chemtrails, the grid patterns. And then all this gray looking crap is the bunker fuel. It's a two-part mix. They're spraying low, they're spraying high. Look at that. They're spraying even way out there in the Pacific. Big, thick, short, fat, nasty chemtrails. You can call them contrails if you want. You can call them cirrus clouds. It doesn't matter. They're all man-made clouds. Let's see if we can pick up what's going on down here in California while the air is so bad. Look at them little segmented sprays if you can see them. So why is the air quality so bad in California? Is it, look at the snow is showing up. Is that snow or is that fog? I'm thinking that's the snow. So we got a really weird small spraying operation right there. Like super segmented short sprays. Look, they just keep coming right there in that one little area. We got a lot of little bitty spots right there that I don't know what them are. Let me put this on a different layer here to see if we can pick up what that is. Oh wow, look at the ship tracks coming out on this one. Wow, look at all the bunker fuel. See the white lines in here? The white lines in this light color are the bunker fuel being deployed. And then the little black lines are the aerosols. I mean, you can barely see them coming up on this, but I was trying to see what's going on with the air. Whoa, what is that? Holy crap, we got something really weird flying around right there. Whoa. What is that? You can see, look at the aerosols up here. These are aerosols. These are the ship tracks. These are the aerosols from the planes. I gotta zoom in on that down there in Southern California. We got some kind of object down here. Let's see if we can pick it up. Whoa, where is it? I may need to go up north farther. Look at these ship tracks, man. They're dropping bunker fuel everywhere out here. So it looks like there's some kind of flume of the same material that's coming out of the ships right here off the coast. That is weird right there. So that's probably why the air is so toxic, but I don't know if I'm on the right area. So let's try, maybe it was up north a little bit. Yeah, but you guys got the bunker fuel, man. You don't have, you know, I'm not seeing any aerosols here in California right now. Maybe just clip in the north, but yeah, there's a few, but everything else is just the bunker fuel. That's weird. I can't find that object thing flying in on the smaller map. Let's see how the bunker fuel looks on this. Yeah, bunker fuel is, you know, like a cargo ship or a luxury cruise liner. Like them ships put off 1 million cars worth of emissions a day. Say you took a 7-day trip on a boat. That boat is going to put off 7 million cars worth of emission. Well, these things are weather modification boats, and they put off, you know, thousands or hundreds of times more of the same bunker fuels. It's leftover gas. It's not even gas. It's like the crap, the sludge from making the gas. It's super thick, super dirty, full of sulfur, full of all kinds of crap. So you got a big operation here and a big operation over here, and there's regulations on it, but they lifted the regulations. They eased the regulations up because they think it's combating the global warming, the fake global warming. It's the climate control. Climate change is climate control. Anyway, guys, we're going to call this a night. We're going to play a couple songs on the way out, and then after them 3 songs, I'm going to play a funny clip from Roseanne Barr. She's kind of a nutcase, man, but it's pretty funny. So we'll play that at the very, very end. Stay tuned for that. But anyway, we're going to rise soon, guys. Much love out there. Armor up. If you're in the flood zone, man, hopefully you are in high ground. Hopefully the levees don't take out a bunch of people, which we know they're gonna blow the levees if the rain don't take them out. Anyway, guys, much love out there. God bless. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow for the 16-day forecast. Crank it up. All right, you got to watch this clip. This is hilarious. So for those who stayed to the very end, this is so funny. Anyway, let me get to the right page here. This is Roseanne Barr. Everybody remembers Roseanne Barr. So let me click this. This is hilarious.
They tried fucking with the weather. That's what's wrong. You know, people say they're controlling the weather. No, they're not controlling the weather. They're fucking with the weather. There's a big difference. You can't fuck with the Mother Nature. What the hell's the matter with you? You can't fuck with Mother Nature. What are you, some kind of robot? Zombies? Fucking something? Not quite human, with no human